going on here. I'm getting signals all around the place. I want to make sure that the right people are getting the right thing before Quest and I let the audio people come in. You already know how it is, man. Let's make sure. So I'm gonna click Marriage Ain't for Suckers YouTube. I think we're all good. Yeah, Marriage Ain't for Suckers YouTube. Let's get that echo in here. Yep. Yep. There's the echo. So we know we're in. And your page, Quest Green, there's one viewer. So we know that one is up. And let me see if I can get the Telegram to work this time. If not, then I'm gonna just move on, man. We can let the people yeah, let's do that. How you doing, bro?
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm here.
It wouldn't help anyway.
No, I wouldn't help no way.
Yeah, let's see. Stream. Let's do stream with. Start streaming. Let's see if there's a signal coming into the gram, to the Telegram. My fan is loud.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down for now, but I ain't gonna promise I'm gonna keep it on. Oh, look at that. So Quest, go on your phone. Go to Telegram.
Oh, it's in Telegram now?
Yeah, go to Telegram, right? And then hey, so we talking like y'all not even here. What's up, y'all?
Do you hear that?
That's you, bro. That's something over there.
It is?
That's something on your side.
Oh, that's the phone. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want.
Or maybe I blamed it on you. Maybe it was my phone.
Oh, it's your phone?
Maybe it's my phone. It's my phone playing Telegram. So check Telegram. I saw you pick up the phone. That was funny.
I was like, oh, hold up. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure.
Yeah, no, that was my phone. Okay. So when you go in Telegram, you're gonna see a thing at the top on the ribbon at the top, and you see join. I just want you to see what we doing here, Quest, while we let the people come in here. We can do stuff that's very special. So whoever's in the Telegram community can, just hit the button in the Telegram. Simone says she's here. Hi.
I see it.
Yeah, isn't that cool, Quest?
It's phenomenal, man.
You ever seen anything like that before?
I'm just saying, for us to be able to do this kind of stuff is a blessing and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really grateful.
So so there she is. Oh, you know what's gonna be weird, Quest? My bad. So Simone, like I'm using Restream, right? So Simone said hi, and instead of me just saying hi, Simone, I said hi, Sweetness. So now it's gonna look like you said it on the Quest page.
I'm glad you clarified. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you clarified.
Pause.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah.
You know
so I'm good, but
I heard it and I knew who you were speaking to, but I forgot. When we doing what we do, sometimes
Yeah, so now it's gonna look like when on the Quest page that when she said hi, if it showed up on yours, I don't know if it did or didn't, but if it did, it's gonna be like, well, why am I saying? So you're gonna see it in a week and be like, why did I say that? I didn't say that. Well, it was me, Quest. My bad.
No, you good.
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're gonna do, right? You're gonna see a little bit more of the behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got going on over here. And Quest, I think we can just go ahead and actually let's get them, man. I think we can actually do it now. Like, let's get the audio going and get this show on the road. How you feel about that?
I feel great about it.
You feel great about it? Okay, so let me go here so I won't miss a beat. I'm getting that text message that we set up. All right. So hey Quest.
Yeah.
Quiet on the set. I got you. Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
There he is.
What
He's
up,
back.
y'all? It's your boy Quest. Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. I am joined, you know what I'm saying, by my man, my mellow, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for L. David Harris.
Yo. Hey, Quest.
Yeah.
Get on the mic.
NMC.
Yo. Class is in session.
I love it. Man, I'm just saying, D, I had to switch things up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I see that. I hear it.
Yeah, oh, come on. As long as you can hear it, I'm good.
I
You know
hear
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying?
It looked like something like this over there. Is that so? Is
Right
that what you
there,
got going
right
on?
there. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
The,
bro.
the pod mic by Rode made in Australia, making you sound real good
doubt.
there, bro.
No doubt.
Let's go.
No doubt. Shouts out to Road, man, for making my life easy, especially when
Let's
we're
go.
recording these podcasts. I want to like for real. Last week, by the way, if you are just listening for the first time to the podcast, you can subscribe. Do me a favor, go visit marriageaintforsuckers.com.
Yeah, marriageaintforsuckers.com. Let's go.
Come on, join the Telegram community. D just shared with me a while ago that we are broadcasting live on Telegram right now. You know what I'm saying? Broadcasting live on Telegram right now. If you like to listen to Apple Podcasts, stop by Apple Podcasts, search for Marriage Ain't for Suckers. That's SUCKAZ, or as D would say, Z. You know what I'm saying?
So Quest, listen, let's make it easy for him. You already sent them to the Marriage Ain't for Suckers page, and look at that. It's waiting for you.
There.
Just click
All the
it.
links right there. So here's the other part that I want them to do, you know what I'm saying, D, for those who are listening for the first time. Not only go by the website and click whatever platform you like to listen to, but follow, subscribe, and more importantly, leave us a review. When you leave us a review, that allows us to be in more places and spaces, and guess what? It costs you nothing but 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it costs you nothing but 5 minutes. Now, if you want to bring me and D in to speak to a group, then that's something totally different that has a cost attached to it. And there's an in-person events page.
Right
on
there.
The website. Yep. So you can definitely go by there and fill them out. But for real, D, we don't get to say it much, but I want to take a moment to just thank everybody who listens to the podcast, who tunes into the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your support. We love y'all, man. For real.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a part of we, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So what's up, man? We are excited, man. Let's go.
Excited, bro. So what's good on the island?
What's good
on the island?
What's not good on the island, man?
You know what I'm saying? What's not good?
Listen, like I have said so many different times, Quest, like life is life, and whatever challenges I am having, we are having, I would prefer to be having them right here. That's all I got to say.
That's right.
That's all I got to say, bro. It's the same challenges, different day, but guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Today is the day that I am thankful for being Women Day.
Yeah, Women Day.
That's it. So,
That's it.
That's all I got to say on that one.
Yeah, things are lovely on this side as well, man. Faith is still lovely. She went into the office for the second day this week. She usually just goes in one day a week, but most times she works from home. And her aunt, who used to be a executive for TIAA, is it TIAA? It's one of the
TIAA CREF.
Yeah, I think so. She is speaking on diversity from a Latino perspective today for Ally. So shouts out to Yvette Donato. You know what I'm saying? Let me shout her out real quick while she does that. She's still loving the kids, so I must be doing something right. And the boys are getting older now. I just gave them chores now. Now they have.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that time now. Yep. Now the garbage is your chore. So
welcome to sanity, homeboy. Because listen, I'm like, bruh, I'm not taking no more garbage out if I don't have to, because I got other stuff I got to do that you can't do, little guy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, your turn.
And what we're not doing is we're not teaching our young men to just sit around and watch your parents do everything, and you grow up thinking that, you know what I'm saying, it's okay for you to just sit back and relax. We definitely not doing that.
No, that's not what this is going to be.
We're not raising that kind of men. So.
And I said in a community the other day, I was like, we need to women. We were talking. I was speaking to women, and I was like, raise a man that you would want to marry.
Ooh, that's good.
So when you're having these potential conflicts with your spouse, your husband, right, about what the young boy or the older boy or young man is supposed to do or not do, and how he should behave and not behave, and how you interact as the wife with him, just remember, you are raising somebody who will potentially get married one day. Yes. And if you're doing stuff like, if you're coddling the boy, then be prepared to have a husband that needs to be coddled. Like if you're enabling the boy, be prepared to have a husband that will be enabled, right? So yeah, let's not do that. Let's train the little guy who gets older to be who you would marry with pride and thankfulness once he gets there. Full stop. Like, let's go with that.
You might need to put that on social media.
We may need to do a program on it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's a funny thing, D. I love mothers and their ability to nurture. But what I've also realized about young men is that they I don't want to use the word prey, but they manipulate their mother's love to get what they want when they want it. These jokers are crafty. I guess do it all the time.
We might be a little hypocritical and one-sided here, because quite frankly, as hard as I am, if I had a girl and she came out looking like Simone, bruh,
yeah,
I think I would have to be in some kind of coaching or therapy to make sure that I raise the right kind of wife, because I might be enabling her and not raising the right kind of girl, because anything she said or halfway said, I might end up kind of doing. So like, let's get it. I don't know how you are, but like when I see a little girl, like I completely lose it. In my brain from I was a young boy, I'm having a daughter, but I don't have one.
Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I remember the times where, you know what I'm saying? But then when I would see her use those moments sometimes to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a sucker for this right now.
But
I can't continually do this. If I do, she's going to be a problem for somebody.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, right? Yeah. So maybe we should just do quick shout outs and get to it, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Who you want to touch first?
Listen, let me look. I'm not, let me see who's commenting. Right now the person that's commenting is Simone. So I'm gonna shout my biggest friend and fan, my wife, my one good wife. Her name is Simone, man. And she is my rib and everything else that matters. So shout to Simone. And right now nobody else is commenting, but I know you're out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so here's the funny thing. Since you shouting out Simone, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out Keep the Faith. You know what I'm saying?
Keep the faith.
Yep. So while she is probably in a meeting right now, she can't listen.
Sir.
She definitely will listen to it later on. She most of the time she listens via Apple Podcasts.
Okay. So, well, she'll get that a little later.
Yeah, she'll get that a little later on. So yeah, shouts out to everybody who's sitting the cut and haven't commented. Shouts out to everybody who's listening. Once again, love you for the support.
Yeah.
As we continue to do what we need to do to help these marriages. Yeah.
Yeah. So Quest, the voiceover always says, "Who are we talking about today?"
Yeah. No
and it's the question is for Quest. But what's up? Like, we're talking about something very special. Because I had texted you something. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull up the text because I want to say it from what I text you.
Yeah.
Because Simone and I were watching a preacher the other day, Quest.
Yeah.
And he said something. So basically, I hijacked what he said, and I made an adjustment. And then I text you right away. I was like, "Can we do this?"
Oh yeah, no doubt we can.
So my adaptation of what our brother, man, I done lost the man's name. I can see his face.
Deblanier.
Yeah. Snell. Snell, yeah, Pastor Snell down in Alabama. He said something like this. It wasn't exactly this, so I bootlegged it, and I'm a bootlegger. Lust starts with your eyes, but love starts between your ears. Yeah. Lust starts with your eyes, but love starts between her ears. So of course we're coming one-sided today.
I love it. I love it, because my question when you initially said what you said, I was like, oh, he has to be talking to the men, because what I realized is with most women, they don't have the visual part of our physiology that we do, right? They move with their heart and emotions, right?
Yeah,
so
grown women don't necessarily flex like that.
Yeah. Now they will acknowledge that you look good or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but they're not
the thing that sucks them in. You know?
No, they're not driven by it. That's a total different thing.
So when you say love starts between her ears and lust starts in, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a man thing all day, every day.
Yeah, but the thing that's cool is I shared with y'all last week that I got this thing where I'm trying to build 10,000 men into my community where we are loving on the women. So every single day there's a post, a visual post, Quest. I love my wife because.
Come on.
I love my wife because. And so this is the thing, like there are whole countries, there are things that went so bad in ancient history because husbands didn't get this thing right in terms of prioritizing.
Come on.
Prioritizing what our wives mean to us. Can I just say it that way? Because there are a million things we could talk about. And of course, like not to me, I'm a pause. Simone is sexy, right? So she said when she was 40, because I said to my sister, Lisa, who's my elder, and Simone, and then my sister-in-law. Yeah. I said, y'all not sexy till you 40. So that was my thing for 40.
Right.
Well, all of them blew by it. Lisa and Simone blew way by it, right? And then when she got to a different milestone, let's just call it, she was like, half a century. She was like, I think she said something about like 50's the new, and then she picked some younger age. And I was like, no, it ain't, because I'm not into those.
Yeah.
I'm not into that younger age group that you're talking about, that the 50 is the new. So I'm appreciating this stage because I'm a grown man. Like, I don't want a younger woman. She's cool for the younger dudes. But for me, I want the wife I got.
Can we rest right there just for 2 seconds?
Please, let's rest right there.
I think we miss out on the joys of what comes with growing older, if you will. There is a consciousness that you have. There is a mindset that you have. There's some things that you put down, if you will, and other things that you pick up, right? And there's a joy in each and every one of those things. I don't know about you, but I don't know why my mind is going to Psalms 90, where it says God gives us 80 and 10. And if by some reason he should give us 80, but then your life is a vapor. You know what I'm saying?
So how many years is that, real quick?
The 80 and 10 is really 60. 80 and 10 is 70. So that's 70, right? But it says, teach us to number our days so we can apply wisdom to our hearts. What happens when you stay young is that there's a certain wisdom, right? And I'm not taking away any wisdom from any young folk, but there's a certain kind of wisdom that you only get when you matriculate through those years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
I like how you said matriculate, though. Yeah. That's good. We learning something.
You learn, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But once again, not taking anything away from the young people, but when you matriculate through those years, there's a certain wisdom that you gain as you do that. And then there's some things that come along with that wisdom that you don't necessarily get when you're younger. There's a certain contentment, a certain peace, right? And when you're young, like for real, it's a lot of lessons you learning. So when people say 30 is the new 20 or 40 is the new 30,
I'm not going backwards. Y'all could keep that. I ain't going backwards.
Here's the funny thing. I get it in terms of your body changes, but one of the things that I do is I work out so that my body can stay at least halfway decent. You know what I'm saying, D? I earlier on this year, I dropped 30 pounds and I didn't drop it for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
But we can make some changes. But I say all of that to say is when people say that, it's almost like I don't want to experience nothing from my younger years, or if it is to do over what I currently know,
okay.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it. But I'm with you in the sense that I don't want to go back. Progression is progression, no matter how you look at it, good, bad, or indifferent. And so, yeah, man.
Yeah. So when I was a young dude, I'm talking about grown young dude, I never looked at a 50-year-old woman. I mean, even, periodically I might have noticed that there was a 50-year-old woman who looked great, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't something like on my bucket list. Like, I want to have romantic relationship with a woman in her 50s. Like, that wasn't on my thing. Like, I was closer in my age range, but now that I'm 50, I don't have in my bucket list to go back to the 25-year-old, the 30-year-old, the 35 to 40-year-old. I'm not interested, right? Not only because I'm married to Simone and she's the only one I want, but it's just I'm not in that zone. And for the men, and look, and it's good because the dudes that are in the zone, then they don't have to compete with older dudes, if so be the case. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in my wife's age zone because this was all intentional for us. Like, when I first became a Christian, I had a girlfriend, if you want to call a woman friend, who was 12 years older than me. And that lasted for several months. And I was like, oh my goodness, the things that I used to have in common, quote unquote, with women that much older than me, I don't do anymore because they were more sinful than anything else. Like, she graduated from high school in 78, bro. And I was like, what was I doing in 78? Yeah, I was alive, but bruh, this is not going to work out. So I decided then.
Right, it wasn't a whole lot we were doing. We was on the playground.
Bruh. So I was just like, you know what? Whereas she was special to me in my mindset, I was like, great. Now we move from romance to older sister. Like, I'm out of that whole concept of, I'm out of the concept of, going up. And that's no diss to people who do it. So I don't want y'all to get, this is I. You hear those personal pronouns? Like, if you have no problem, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you love it, embrace it. But I'm just talking about my little mindset in this little place right here in St. Catherine of Jamaica land we love.
Come on.
but let's run into that transition now. So we were talking about lust, right? Between the knees, and love between the ears. Yeah. I want to say and repeat. Yeah. Nobody over here is saying that if you are sexually drawn and attracted to and even distracted by your wife, brothers, that something's wrong. That's not the point. The point is, what do we prioritize? So let's run on that right there, man.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the prioritization of the essence of the woman that you are with at this moment in time, my brother.
I'll just tell you from a surface level, D, like, and then it's not no secret. I love sex. I love it. Right.
You love sex. We keep the faith.
I love it.
So Christians can love it, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's what it was created for. That's what he created.
Oh, okay. This is it.
I'm just telling you, he gave it to us for us to enjoy.
I am so thankful.
Amen. Love the what is it? The youth of the
woman of your youth.
The woman of your youth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let her breast satisfy you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you only. That's right, Quest.
You only.
That's like, for you.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
And those are not just like, how people like, oh, what is the there ain't no secret interpretation. Read it the way
it said what it said.
That's it. It said what it said, right? And so I understand, though, that my wife is not necessarily wired like me.
Okay.
And I think where a lot of men make the mistake is that we are always focused on the grown man gift, if you will. We always focused on, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be focused on it, but there should be some balance. You are not in a relationship by yourself, with yourself, for yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. You are not in a relationship by yourself, with yourself, for yourself. Somebody said it the other day. I think it was Jimmy Evans. that marriage is an institution of servitude.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know Jimmy Evans,
Oh,
but my brain gave this real name like James, and I'm like James Evans, bro. Like Good Times. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's funny enough because
I'm sorry.
It's a white gentleman.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Okay, please go back into your serious mode, your teacher mode.
He said that marriage is a institution of servitude. So with that being said, you should always look to serve, but not just washing the dishes or washing clothes, vacuuming floors. That's not the only way that you serve. You serve by fulfilling needs. And one of the needs that our wives have is emotional connection. Now, if I'm always sexually driven and not having the conversations that she needs to make her feel loved and connected to me, I'm defeating the purpose of servitude that I'm supposed to be engaging in when I'm in this relationship. So that's where I want to start with it right there, D.
That's it. So between the ears is it's our way of saying that we are all complete beings. There's the body, but then there is that master of the body. That is the brain. Mm-hmm. And our minds, our brains, our mindset are comprised, even though they're very intricate, like comprised of two major categories. There's the emotional side, or the let's call it the feelings side, and then the intellectual side. Mm-hmm. The feelings side and the intellectual side. So in the intellectual side, you don't experience empathy necessarily. And I know you could get into the weeds and start, drilling a study and say, of course, because was one brain. Like, I get all that. But empathy is a feeling. It's a sense of understanding and experiencing the pain or something else of others.
Yeah.
Same with sympathy, just in another way, right?
Yeah.
But intellectually now, we can be stimulated as well, like having intelligent discussion about things that matter to us. As an example, making decisions that actually matter in terms of building legacy and how our family should move or not move, and so forth. Who should be allowed into our circle? Like, is this person safe or is this person not safe? Like, that's in the intellect. And if you let it cross over into the feelings and the emotions, you're going to have a big problem on your hands.
But here's the funny thing, though, D, even in those conversations that you're talking about, whether they be intellectual, whether they be emotional, whatever area of discussion that you're having with your wife, do you not understand that she takes that as these are the conversations that I love? She is then like, for real, she falls in love with you all over again. Why? Because it satisfies the emotional need to feel connection. Even when you going through something, and my wife is famous for it, like, even when it don't have nothing to do with her, like, she will not let it rest. What is wrong with you?
That's true. No, I can see that.
You know why? Because then she'll look at the thing like, I don't care if it has nothing to do with me or not. It is forming a wedge between me and you, and I don't want nothing, not even an issue, to come between or interrupt my connection with you. So you share it with me, and even if I can't help, I'll sit in it with you just as long as we're connected.
Bruh, I'm going to give you an experience, right? So my birthday was October 15th.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the day before, Simone injured herself, but I didn't know that she injured herself because it was, I guess it wasn't annoying enough to her body yet for her to understand how bad it was going to become. Mm-hmm. So boom, we go to Conoco Falls. Look it up. It's a falls. Yes, I do have to say that. I didn't want to just say we went somewhere. But we went to Conoco Falls on the 15th day of October, where there was a celebration for people we know in common, wonderful. And so we're there. And so going to the place where we were, there is like, Simone is sitting down and she's like, yo, my feet hurt. And then one of them swells up like crazy. And to make a long story short, she has these micro fractures and so forth. But to get out of Conoco Falls, bro, that's the beginning of the day, right? We're doing something bro, I haven't exercised. Like, I've been a gym rat in my life.
Yeah.
but due to some circumstances, haven't exercised in 3 years.
Yeah.
We're back. We're about to be back though, right?
Yeah.
Bruh. So I have to pick up and carry my wife, and she has to trust.
Yeah. Come on, D.
That I can physically, not no threshold carry, bro, because the distance was like, it was a quarter mile distance up, and part of it was uphill. So ain't no
everybody to pay attention right here. Right. Yeah.
So now we're in a position where, Simone is in this crazy pain, and then when it's time to move from that situation, how are we going to get her back to the vehicle?
Yeah.
Well, bruh, I had to carry her. Yeah. And it's not no over the threshold, like I said, because it's a distance. So I'm fireman carrying my wife in front of all of these strangers. And she had to trust that the dude's back wouldn't give out, because that means now she's going to drop on her head because she can't stop herself because the foot is jacked up.
Yeah.
And we've been carrying, now let's go philosophical with it, that load from then until now. Because what? Somebody got to go get Josiah. It used to be her. She can't drive now. I take him to school. Now I got to pick him up. Somebody got to hang out the laundry and wash the laundry. Who going to do that? That would be me. And then the other things that Simone, and look, it's not just the tasks, because remember, if now the wife in this case is not able to do what she believes is a contribution, and she sees her husband wearing out, there's some more stuff, but we don't have to get into that. And then her body is breaking in other ways. How does it make her feel? We're back in the emotion side.
Come on.
So do I go into that space, vex, like, yo, when your foot gonna get better? When we can not use this walker? When I gotta not help you get up the stairs and down the stairs and help you not help you get in the car? Like, when are we gonna be able for you to go back to get Josiah from school so I am not so tired at the end of the day? And it's like, dude, she's the one that's in pain, not me.
Okay. So let me say this for the person that's listening, because there are some people, D, who are just operate from a selfish place, and they would be frustrated because the foot is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to use your situation, because the ankle is sprained, micro fractures, whatever the case may be, and it takes a little bit more time to heal. Like, it would have been better in some instances. For those who don't know, a bad sprain is worse than a broken foot. It would have been better for you to break the foot.
Bruh, her tendon in her foot nearly separated from the bone.
Okay, good. Ugh. So this is what I want to drive home for those that might be listening. Be like, yo, how long? Because I know some may be picturing themselves in that situation right now. Like, okay, we got stuff to do. Like, how long your foot gonna be in this predicament?
We ain't got no dryer, bro. I'm in the Caribbean. It's hanging up clothes.
And here's the funny thing. Let's just give a different perspective. Say that your wife, for those that might be listening, it wasn't a sprained ankle. Let's say it was MS. Let's say it was.
Oh, you think I wasn't thinking about that the whole time? That exact thing?
You know what I'm saying, D? Like, what if it was like what my boy's going through right now? His wife got stage 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Breast cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What if it was, something different? Like, Faith went and got one the other day, and she said she got to go back because they said that they saw a lump. I'm like, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. That she is fine in the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like wanting to give that perspective. Like,
so who do we care about the most? What do we care about the most?
There it is.
You know what kept coming into my brain over and over again?
What?
All Simone has is David. I'm not saying she doesn't have friends. I'm not saying that she doesn't have relatives somewhere in the world. And I'm like, if I drop the ball, I'm dropping my wife.
Yeah, bro.
That is not acceptable. I cannot drop the ball.
Yeah, bro.
That must not happen.
Yeah, bro.
And all the time now, she's going through some other challenges in her body, and it is wearing her out. So what do? I want between the knees now, Quest?
Yeah.
Can we? I'm feeling kind of like I need some grown man gift. Like, how's your foot? Can we go in the back room?
I promise to God, as there's a God in heaven, as the skies are blue outside right now, as the ocean is blue around Jamaica right now, there are people right now who have that mindset, who wife might be not in a good position, but they are frustrated and angry because they can't get the.
We're talking about marriage right here, so you can say it, bro. Like, say it. We're talking about marriage.
I've been doing a series as of late, called "You Might Be Selfish If," right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Just a minute or 2 minute piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, for the next 20 days, I'm going to give you 20 days of "You Might Be Selfish If," and different scenarios. And I might have to do 21 because of this right now. You might be selfish if, you know what I'm saying? Like the well-being of your wife is less than your need to want to have sex.
See, that's some right there. That's some. I don't want to overuse it. It's selfishness at the base. Like that's the least.
Yeah.
But it could be abusive.
Yeah.
It could be abusive.
Yeah.
Because the health and well-being, and listen, y'all, I don't want y'all to oversimplify what's happening in our house here. Because real talk, like I was a stay-at-home dude when Josiah was born. And my mom didn't play that before that. Like when I was a boy, like she didn't play that women have this and men have this. Like, listen, I can clean the tar out of stuff, but guess what? I'm juggling businesses. Then we have our son. And then the fact that Simone needs me, not just for some physical stuff, but because, oh my goodness, like she has to basically sit down for weeks and months. Right? And it's like, oh, wait a minute. How do we continue to grow in our love and compassion and witness to other people and keep the family as the family should and must be?
Come on.
When somebody is not well. Listen, I had 2 years of weirdness because of the assignment I was on. She had to carry that. 2 years straight. Cause I'm brick, man. I'm bulletproof until that first part of that 2-year thing hit me, man. That thing was hard.
Bro,
it was hard, and she had to carry that because she wasn't even used to seeing me so not okay. Like she wasn't accustomed to that. So she has an injury, and I lose my mind. Like, when you gonna get better so we can get back to normal?
I'm just telling you though, there's some out there right now, and I'm like, you are so selfish. You don't understand. Like, this is an ailment right here. Anytime that it causes you to not be be able to operate how you would normally operate, right? It's a hindrance to something as that we like, for real, as walking. And it's really not that simple. Once you find, like, if something should go wrong, you find out how serious it is to not be able to do something as simple as walk.
Didn't your Achilles rupture?
What?
Some years ago, you were trying to play basketball like a young boy?
Bruh, I'm trying to tell you, and I didn't do it once. I did it twice.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
I didn't tell you. I didn't do it only to the left foot. I did it to the right foot. Maybe
man.
When was it? It was over the winter of not last year, but year before.
That's how I missed it. Oh my goodness.
It was, matter of fact, it was a little bit before. It was just before. COVID.
My word, 2020.
Just before COVID, 2020. Wow. So that winter of 2019 going into 2020, that's when it happened. Again, it was a partial tear, but it was on the other foot, right? And so you're talking about 6 weeks in a cast, another 6 weeks in a boot. So now we're talking about 3 months now. 4, 5, 6, about 2 to 3 months now. Right? And she had to pick up some stuff. It helped me take showers and baths because I can't get the cast wet. You know what I'm saying? Like all bunch of stuff. So now when the tables are turned, you telling me that I can't be there for you. And here's the funny thing, D, like for real, I think where I'm being led is right now is that if you know that this is you, and not just for this particular situation here, but for any situation as well, selfishness is counterproductive to marriage. It has no place. It's not like for real. Yeah. It has no place in marriage. And so if that's you, yeah, then you might need to start making some adjustments and find out how you can be more of a servant in your relationship than anything else. Yeah.
That's it. And so when y'all saw the graphic, who are watching, I guess the podcast people not going to see the graphic, but you're like, okay, so what they talking about? Between the ears, between the knees, like what is that? Like, well, this is what it is. So are we being superficial or are we being grown? Shout to the grown and married crew. Are we being superficial? Because real talk, like, I'm not trying to minimize, like, I'm not trying to make married men celibate. Like, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not saying there's some holiness in not being with your wife in the way that God has prepared for you. Like, enjoy. Like, I enjoy it just as much or more than the average dude, right? But the point that I think what we're trying to make here is that there are things that are vitally important that are even take precedence. Ooh, I don't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger and not married yet, and I asked one of my bigger bros and his wife, they were together. And I said, does sex, y'all could call it make it love, like you can make it as philosophical as you want. But I asked, does sex resolve conflicts? And it's not because I'm dumb. I was almost 30 when I asked the question. But I wanted to know, like, when you're married, is there like a new door that opens, like another chamber? And then when you can lawfully and in a holy perspective, like with God's blessings and his assistance, I wish we could do a program just on the assistance he gives you so you can have even better lovemaking. But does that resolve conflicts? And before I could even exhale properly on the question, he was like, no. And the same thing with the wife. She was like, no, that don't have nothing to do. That's not going to help you resolve nothing. So as much as we love it and as much as it is wonderful, listen, there are deeper experiences.
Okay.
In marriage. Than that, as much as I love it. Can I tell you? You already said you love. Me too.
So
what?
So let me say this, D. Sex should never be, if sex is your initial way for you and your wife to connect. And I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say this. If sex is your initial, like your first way for you and your wife to connect, then you may not be implementing it right. When you're married, sex should be the byproduct of what you have together in terms of relationship. I'm not attracted, and here's the funny thing, I'm not attracted to any other woman than Faith. I'm not going to tell you that I don't see a lot of attractive women. There's a difference between being attractive and being attracted to. There's something special that I have with Faith because of what we share in the context of relationship.
And there's no other woman that has that space. Like literally, it's not. There's no qualified. Nobody's qualified. Nobody's in the space.
Thank you, man. Shouts out to Zoe, man, real quick. Let me just tell you why I love this child.
That's your daughter? Zoe's your daughter?
Yeah, Zoe. She just walked in here, and there is a place that we like to go and have breakfast. It's called First Watch, right?
Okay.
And there is a drink that I love from this place. It's called Purple Haze. It has lavender, turmeric, ginger, pine. So she just brought Daddy here. I know you in there recording. And she just brought me one of these. Shouts out to Zoe.
And then she just reversed back out and gone about their business.
On about her business.
She just wanted to serve today.
She just wanted to serve today.
That's love, man.
But see, as we're talking, it's so apropos. That is the epitome of when you do it. That whatever that was, that mindset, that you know what I'm saying. When you direct that kind of thing towards your wife.
So you mean I wasted 35 minutes talking when just one action, Zoe manifests the outgrowth of what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Your seed manifests.
And here's the funny thing. She didn't
That.
sit. She wasn't looking for nothing, right? She was just saying, my daddy, let me get something for my daddy. She brought me the drink. Off she's gone.
Gone. Yeah.
And when you think about your wife, like, hey, this is my wife. Let me just give my wife something.
Yeah.
Let me do this thing that she loves. Let me have a conversation with her. I haven't talked to her this week. Let me sit down. My wife is she's like, when I come home, I want you to ask me how my day was. That's the one thing that she asks of me. And here's the funny thing. There'll be days, D, where I come and ask her hey, how was work today? That's all right. And in the beginning, I used to be like,
So you wanted me to ask? You couldn't just tell me? Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
couldn't just tell me the 12-second thing without me? Yes,
I'm
exactly.
ready to have a big conversation about what's going on. She's like, it's all right. All right. 8 hours? And it was just, you know what I'm saying? What I realized is that she wanted me to engage her, to connect with her, and initiate. And not only that, be prepared to have it if she's prepared to have it. Now, some people be like, I ain't doing that foolishness. But here's the truth of the matter. If that's what she loves or what makes her feel loved, I'm going to do it from now until Jesus comes.
Bruh, it's a tiny, tiny contribution with massive, massive impact.
And some people are so selfish that you can't even see the massive impact and how good it's going to be for you if you just do that small little thing.
That's it. So I had this thing I wanted to say before we run, and it's escaping me. Like this one was really important.
Come on.
It had to do with the contrast. The contrast. So between the ears, and this doesn't normally happen to me. My brain is frozen. I think you gave me something too good right there, Quest. But it had to do with so there are some men who use their wives like, and I don't want to diss a certain community of women who work the pole, because not all of those women are giving it up. They're performing. Some men use their women, their wives, like prostitutes, because the prostitute is getting paid for sex or something that looks like sex. So because they feel like we're married, that means anything my heart desires in the area of intercourse is a green light. And I'm like, some of you dudes are nasty. I'm not going to say what I think is nasty versus what somebody else thinks, because that's not my point. Right. Some of you dudes are abusive, physically abusive in the act of sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
Some of you, because of our natural appetite, and some have unnatural appetites.
Yeah.
But we just don't really got the time for that one, are putting your bodies, your wife's bodies, through an unreasonable, unreasonable stuff. Because and I won't talk about frequency because everybody's different, but some people, if your wife is letting you know, I cannot manage this amount of activity, and you're like, I got needs. Bruh, if it's reasonable, we're not talking about months of waiting. We're not talking about weeks of waiting. We're talking about something reasonable. Like, I can't keep up with that frequency you're after. Bro, like, then don't chase her and don't make her feel like if you don't do it, then somebody else gonna have to do it. Because that is evil. I said it. I don't know if Quest gonna co-sign it. Sue me.
That's a real dynamic.
That's evil.
Bro. That's a real dynamic. I want to say that.
Yeah, it's real.
No, there's a lot of infidelity, and some people are ready to blame their spouse, yet still you haven't had a conversation, and you know that that's the thing that allows her to feel connected to you. You ready to dump on her whenever anything goes wrong at your job, or you had a misunderstanding with your boss or with a coworker, or stuff's not going right. You dump all of that information on her, and she listens. But anytime she wants to have a conversation with you, you don't. I'm too busy. And so she started having conversations with other people after an extended period of time because it's a need that went too far long without being met. Can I just keep it 100? And then that emotional need that she has that somebody fulfilled for her, it wasn't because she wanted to cheat. It was because they showed her love in a way that you did not. And I'm not condoning the actual infidelity, right? I'm not condoning, but I can understand why it happened. And here's the funny thing. It took two to make that happen.
So I left her uncovered. So some other dude covered her, or at least fronted like he was covering it. But for the moment, it felt like, wow, finally somebody's for me. See? You see how this go?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. So love, listen, that's why this is Quest. I can almost remember our exact conversation. We were trying to figure out what is this program going to be called. Yeah. And we were having behind the scenes, just ourselves talking about marriage. And we was like, man, marriage ain't for suckers, man. It's like, that's it. That's it. It's not. That's it.
Yep. Let me tell you. Let me tell you real quick, D. There's a particular situation that I know of where no real infidelity really took place, but my man thought that infidelity took place. At least there was no evidence of it, right? He wanted to move in a particular direction in terms of the family, which was all good. Her career started taking off, and it did take off. And so his kind of plateaued, and one day he, you know what I'm saying, saw some things that would lead him to believe that something was happening. And then a big altercation happened because of it. And here's the funny thing, D. It happened, and she was taking a lot of the blame for what happened. But as I was analyzing, I'm like, yo, it didn't start with her. It started with you. Why? Because when she would come to you to talk to you, you would be indifferent. Once again, in those situations, we are not saying that whatever the outcome is okay in terms of infidelity, but we are saying that you were the one who opened the door for the infidelity to take place.
So it's not an excuse, but it is a reason.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Yeah, I think we'll end up going back to square one on our program. Maybe we need to touch that again. We've done it over the years,
yeah,
but we need to circle back because we're wiser. We're 3 years wiser.
Yep. And
we can definitely get into that because it's critical. It's critical, especially post-COVID era.
Yep.
Especially post-COVID era. A lot of crazy things happen in relationship during that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So close us out, man, and then we can let the good people go, man.
And y'all already know what it is and what me and David do when we do this thing, man. And you know what I always say is from shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, we want phenomenal marriages, but phenomenal marriages don't just happen. They take work. So let's do that work specifically on meeting the needs between the ears and not between the knees.
Let's get them. Catch y'all next time. Peace.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.